Good evening, everyone. I am Vansh and I welcome you all to this full stack web development program. I am representing Global Next Consulting Indian Private Limited, and throughout this program, we will focus on building strong conceptual as well as practical understanding of modern web development technologies. Okay, basically, we are going to cover here front end, back end, and the databases part. In front end, we will cover HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React mainly. Then in backend, we are going to use Node.js with Express framework. And after that, in database, we will go with SQL, uh, structured query language, and as well as MongoDB. Means we will cover both SQL database and NoSQL database, which is MongoDB. Then we will see how to integrate full backend with front end and then the deployment part of it. Okay, so as this is the first session, so basically in this session, we are going to start with HTML part. But before starting with HTML, I just want to uh, tell that what is basically web development. We all are familiar with the term web development, but it is important that before understanding all the technologies, we have a fair idea about it, that what it is really. Okay, so web development is basically a process through which you can create websites and web applications, and that basically run on a particular browser. Okay, in simple words, it is basically an creating a web page so that you can run that web page on a particular browser. It consists of mainly two parts, which is your front end and other one is your back end. And in back end, there is also another part like Node.js is there, Express is there, and as well as there is databases like SQL database and NoSQL database. Whenever we will cover this topic in the upcoming parts, so I will let you know about what is the difference between SQL and NoSQL databases. Okay, so don't worry about that. We are going to cover each and everything from scratch to advanced level. Okay, so before starting, one more thing I want you to know, that we are basically going to have some idea about the theoretical part. Then we will begin with our VS Code implementation of that particular topic. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so basically we are going to start with HTML. Today's topic is HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. It is very important to understand that what basically HTML is, why we need HTML, and how it is important for starting the front end part. If we compare it with the human body, then HTML is same as the human skeleton. Okay. Through HTML, we can create a web page that is not that attractive, but contains all the information. Okay. So that you can see that particular web page in your browser. So HTML is only responsible for your structure, not design, not logic. For designing, we use CSS, cascading style sheets, and for logic, we are going to use JavaScript. So it is basically your structure, not logic and not the designing part. If I go to VS Code over here simply see what I have done. I have just created a folder HTML GNCIPL. This is something which you all of you can do, which is like create a folder, and inside that, suppose I am deleting this file, just open a folder in your VS Code and create a new file inside it, which is index.html. Why we are using here .html? Because we want to write the code of HTML in this particular file. So the browser may know that, okay, the code inside this file is of HTML type, and accordingly it can interpret it, okay, or compile it. So we are going to see that what are the different attributes in HTML, what are tags, what is the boilerplate, how it is structured, how we can execute a particular code of HTML, how we can check it on browser. each and everything we are going to cover from here. I hope that up to now you have got an idea that what we are. Just a second. Yes, so I think that you have a particular idea that which topic we are going to start. That is HTML, and it is the building block of your front end part. So, like this, we are going to have each and every day a new session, and it will be good if you try to execute all the code I am going to written over here simultaneously with me in your VS Code. Okay, so let's start with the HTML part. So first of all, we will come to know that what is basically a boilerplate. Okay, so just write in VS Code, write this exclamatory symbol and press enter. So you can see a boilerplate like this will be generated at your end. Now we will going to see that how this boilerplate is going to help us, what basically it tells us. Okay, so this is the structure of HTML. We are going to see now why we use all of these structure to write our HTML code. First of all, there is doc type HTML, means they are telling you that the document type, this doc type is significantly representing your document type is HTML, so that your browser will know that you are using HTML part and accordingly it will render it to your web page. Okay, then HTML language is equals to English, like we will use English like words over here. Then it contains two sections, which one is head part and other one is body part. So basically in this HTML tag, right? The part I am highlighting in this HTML tag, there are two sections. First one is your head section and other one is your body section. So in head sections, basically we put all the metadata and all the title part over there. But the main content, which we can see in our web page, is written inside this body tag. Okay, you all are familiar with the tags like h1 tag, h2 tag, h3 tag. Those tag we can write here in body tag. Okay, and in head tag we basically write the metadata. So up to now what we have seen, that HTML consists of two main parts, which one is first one is head and another one is your body tag, right? In head we see the metadata, means that will not come to the browser rendering part but has a significant value for this bit of portion also. In body, whatever we are going to write inside our body part will basically going to render in our web page. Okay, now see what are these lines. Let's try to see that how these things works. Metadata is character set is UTF-8. UTF-8 is basically an encoding type, means they are saying that whatever the file content you are going to write inside this index.html, it will read it character by character. So as you have seen ASCII codes, okay, you have seen different type of code as well as UTF-8 is one of them. UTF-8 stands for character by character encoding part. Okay, means whatever the text you have written inside this file, it will be read or compiled one character at a time. Now, metadata name viewport means it will basically represent us about the view of the screen. Content like width equals to device width. Suppose I am running this code on my laptop, right? And you are running the same code in your mobile. So using this content equals to width and this width equals to device width means that accordingly it will adjust to the screen size. In mobile, you will get the mobile adjustable screen, and in laptop, you will get the web page of the size of your exact laptop dimensions. Okay, initial scales is 1.0, means this is the zoom level and you are not doing anything. This is by default set it to 1 so that you can get 100% width over there, whatever screen you are using, like your mobile, your laptop, your tab, any type of these devices. Okay, then the title. See, this title tag basically represent that what type of web page you are looking for. So suppose if I just here in the footer, you can see go live is there. If I just press on this go live button, then you can see that I am getting a title as document over here, right? So this is basically something which we have to see through this title part. Whatever title you are going to write inside this head section will basically come over here in the browser. See, here you are getting this document part. This is coming from the title tag. Okay. Now, whatever you write inside your body tag is basically something which will come to your web page. This web page is right now, you are able to see this is white blank sheet, right? So whatever I write inside it, it will come over here. So just a second, we will go. Okay, so what is basically tag, right? We are going to see about tags part over here. So for heading, like if you want to add some headings to your web page, then what you have to use? You have to use head tag, heading tags. Okay, so it starts from H1 to H6. So let us see about H1 tag first. Suppose I am writing here, hello world. Okay, suppose I am writing this. Now, if I just do it to go live, like here, from here, I have already told you that you have to do it to go live. Are you able to see? We are getting a heading of hello world. And now it is coming inside this white background. Why? Because we are writing the content inside the body. Whatever the content we write inside this particular section will basically come to our document part. Okay, clear? Okay, now this is H1 tag. Now we will see that how different tags are there from H1 to H6 and how they are different. So suppose if I write here H2 tag, same text is there, hello world. Now this H2 tag is basically small in font as compared to H2 tag. We can verify it also. I just have to go to my document part. And can you able to see that this H1 tag hello world is basically big in font as compared to the tag H2, which is hello world coming over here also, but the size is different. The font size is basically different. This is basically how these tags are different from each other. Okay. We can also cross check for H3, H4, H5 and H6. So suppose if I write here H3 tag, okay, and same hello world over here. Okay. I will write one more time for H4 tag and it will be like hello world one more time. H5 and H6. So I am writing all of that so that you can get a good idea about the difference between all these tags. Okay. And at last here comes H6 tab. Okay. Now, if you can see that we are getting H1 tag hello world here, hello world, hello world, hello world. All the tags are basically giving us the same content, whatever the content we have written inside it. Okay, like you can see, hello world is basically written here in all the tags. So we are getting it, right? But where is the difference? What is the difference? Why we are using H1 and H6? That is basically when we come to this font size and the boldness of the text. You can see H1 is basically giving you the strongest, or you can say largest font over here, and H6 is giving you the smallest part over here, smallest font font size over here. So this is the basic difference between H1 tag. So what we have covered? We have covered about the heading tag. So I am just giving you a comment heading tags for H1 to H6. Tags for H1 to H6. Okay, clear? This is nothing, just your heading tags. Now there is another tag, which is your paragraph tag. Okay, so we denote it like this. This is your paragraph tag. Okay, and if I have to just give it a comment, then we can just write simply paragraph tag. Okay, this is a paragraph tag. Now let's write some content for your paragraph tag also. So if I come over here, this is your paragraph tag. So let me write, this is my paragraph text. Okay. Now one thing also I want to mention over here, this p tag is basically defining the paragraph tag. But right now, whatever we are writing, like h1 we have written, we have appended this part over here also. This is known as opening tag. This part is your opening tag and this part is your closing tag. Closing tag means that this, for this particular h1 tag, you have to write this closing tag until and unless you are not going to provide it, then it will not give you the output for it. Okay. Same here for paragraph tag. You have given the opening tag, you have given the closing tag. Closing tag includes the forward slash also. Suppose I just try to execute this part. Right now it will be evaluated. So I will just do it like this. Okay. And I will try to execute it and we'll see that what we are getting. So we are getting, this is my paragraph text. And for comments, basically, they are not commenting it out because it uses something like this for comment part. Oh, wait. This is how we provide comment in HTML. What you have to do, instead of using two forward slashes, we can use it like this. And after that, we can append over here the functionalities like we have to use exclamatory sign, three dots. Oh, wait, we have to go over here. Like, just a second. Yes. So what we have to do, we have to use a exclamatory sign, then three dots over here, or you can use two hyphens and then add the heading, like which is heading text, and have to close it. So this is how you can comment it. And if you check the output, now what we are getting, this is my paragraph text. So this is the basic two tags over here, which we are going to use in HTML, which is your heading tag and other one is your paragraph tag. Now we will move to other tag also. We'll see it. So just have a look, whatever we have covered up to now. Try to execute it simultaneously with me. Then it will be more beneficial for you if you are going to execute it with me. Okay. So I guess that up to this, everything will be clear to you that why we are using boilerplate, what are the two types of HTML tags, which it consists is head tag, head and your body. In head, we basically provide the metadata, which doesn't have any effect on your web browser. Okay. And the real content of the web page. But whatever you are going to write inside this body part will basically come to your web page. Okay. Up to this, we have covered already up to now. So now we will see further tags also. Okay. Now these two tags are basically covered. Now we will see about the tag like bold tag is there, horizontal line tag is there. So let's see about that. So for bold tag, we can use simple this B, okay? And whatever the content you are going to write inside it, it will basically just make it bold, make it strong. Okay, so let's see bold content. Okay, if I try to execute it, here you can see that this bold content is coming and it is quietly in bold font. So that's why we have write this B over here, okay, which signifies your bold font. Then there is one another tag which is for horizontal lining. Okay, you can use that also, but here we can also use italic tag. Means whatever you write inside this particular tag, it will come in italic font. This is italic font. Okay, if I just close this opening tag, or if we just execute it, so just a second, we are going to execute it. Can you see this is italic font, but it is coming just next to your bold content. So for separating these type of tags, we will come to know about in CSS that how we can do that. But right now I am using a BR tag. BR tag means break tag, and it is not using any closing tag, right? What does it mean by closing tag? That see, for heading part, what you are doing, h1 h5 tag is there, you are using it closing tag also. But BR is among those tags which doesn't use your closing tags, so they are self closing tags. They are also known as self closing tags. Why they are known as self closing tags? Because they don't need any closing tag for close themselves. Okay, so if we see the output now, can you see there is a line break now? So BR will just give you a line break over there. If I use multiple BR over there, if I use one more time the BR part over here, can you able to see that the gap is now of two lines, because they have used the break line BR tag over there. I hope it is clear. Okay, so this part is also done. Now we can also use another tag which is your it. I have to use BR so that it can give us a line break. And now we can use for underlying a text a U tag, which basically signifies that how you can underline a particular text. So underline this text. Okay. So if I check the output now, can you see whatever we have written inside the U tag is now basically underlined. Let me just move the effect. Yeah. So it is coming underlined. That's how we can use different tags over there. And this is basically enhance your designing part, or you can add, you are adding some styling over there in the text format. But we will do all these things when we move to the CSS part. Right now we are just structuring a ugly looking website so that you can come to know about the different text sections of HTML and how you are going through those. Okay, and why we are basically using them. So this is something which we have to see up to now. Now, every one of you are also familiar with image, that how we can add the image part to our website. So let's try to see that how we can use image. Okay. So for that, basically what I will do, I will just give a content and I will use image tag over here. Okay. Now let's try to add on some image to our specific site website over here. Okay. For that, we are going to use image img as the name of our tag. It will ask for a source. src is basically the source where we will provide them a path so that according to that path, we can load the image. So right now I am just going to go browser and will search for a car image. Okay. I will copy the address for it. Suppose this is the car. What I will do, I will just copy image link or copy address. So I have copied the image link. Okay. Then in the source attribute, I will just paste that. Okay. What I have done, I have image. Then I will use a attribute source. Image is my tag. Source is my attribute. There is a difference between tag and attribute. Attribute basically provides more features to your existing tag. Okay, means if you know that image is there, this source is acting as an attribute and providing you the qualities of that particular image, that the image will look like something like this. Okay, you have given the image part, and then we can use alternate message. Suppose by default, if this image will not load it to your system, then you can provide an alternative message that suppose image under process. Okay, something like this you can write. Now you can also set some width part to the image. Like suppose if I want to make the width to be 300 px, means pixels. I want my image to be 300 pixels, and height, if you want to set, you can also set that using the height attribute. Okay, just a second. I have to just close this tag. And now we will see that what is coming. I am just closing all the other tabs. So can you see the image is coming at our end, and it is coming just next to this underlined text. Okay, so for making it more visible, what I can do, I can just use over here a br tag, br tag I am using, and just see what will happen. Oh, wait, I have to just refresh it. Italic font, underline is there. I have to use BR over here. Okay, means I want it to be having a line break, and after that my image will load. So underline text, and after that this image is coming. We have set it the width of this image as 300 pixels. So it is coming 300 pixels over here, and from where we have basically loaded the image through this particular source. If that image is stored inside your system, you can add that image over here, and you will give the image name only over here in source. If suppose if there is a file image.png, okay, and inside this image is there. So what you can do basically, you can just provide in index.html in source, you can just provide them this image.png, and it will execute accordingly. Okay, this source basically is taking the path of your image. The attribute here is basically the alternative message. How we can check that is this alternate message working or not? I am just doing what? I am just make it by default wrong, and we'll just go to our output part now. So image is not loading over here. Can you see? We are getting a logo. That image is not there. If I refresh it, oh wait, I'm just giving a address. So suppose I just remove the address part over here. Okay. And now if we check, so can you see image under process is coming? This is image logo, and after that the alternate message is coming. Why it was not coming before? Because it was checking for that particular path which was there inside the source attribute, that is that path is giving some image or not. So as it is not able to find the path of that image and find the path of that particular image you are trying to append in your system, then in case of that, it will provide you the alternate message for it. And what we are getting as the alternate message, we are getting that image under process or error while loading image. That will be more good. Error while loading image. Okay. So if I just go over here and if basically I refresh it, so you can see error while loading image is coming at our end. So this is how these tags work. So just have a look what we have covered up to now. The H1 headings tag means it will start from H1 to S6. As we move from H1 to S6, the size will decrease. Okay. In one line, you can remember it like that. Then the paragraph tag is there. If you want to write a paragraph, you can use P tag. Then bold tag, if you want to make some content bold, then you can use, or font bold, you can use B tag over there. Now, what is the difference between self-closing tag and normal tag? That a normal tag basically uses a opening tag and a closing tag also. So heading is basically your opening tag as well as closing tag. But here we have used BR. BR is not a opening, BR is a self-closing tag. Why it is a self-closing tag? Because it is not asking you for a closing tag. Okay. Now I have a question from you, that is image a closing tag or a self-closing tag? Mean, is image a self-closing tag or does it need a closing tag for it to work? So you can answer it, and I know that you know the answer, that it is a self-closing tag, because we are not using another image tag which has the forward slash in it. Like this, we are not using over here. So this is known as self-closing tag. Okay. I hope it is clear to you. Now, after that, we can also use anchor tag. Okay. Now, what is this anchor tag? Suppose I want something like, if we move to the browser part, I want that here I will get a link and clicking on that link will open my Google. Something like this I want to add to my web page. What I want? I want that user will see a link over here, suppose for opening Google. When I will click on that link, it will open me Google. Okay. So let's write that how we can do it and what we basically use. So for that we use a tag. This is known as anchor tag. In this, we provide the hyperlink reference, means the link you want to open. Okay. So now what we can do, oh, wait. So this is something we can write. AHREF means hyper reference. Anchor tag is there, hyper reference. HTTP colon forward slashes www.google.com means I want this link to be work when this anchor tab will work. Okay. So we will see some content like visit Google. Whatever we write inside anchor tag, it will basically come to our site, which is visible to us, and it will be in blue in color, so that we can get an idea that, okay, it will work as a link. When I click this button, it will redirect me to http www.google.com. So let's try to see it through example. Like here, visit Google is coming and it is coming blue in color. Why it is coming so? Because it is working as a link. When I click over here, so can you see I am redirected to google.com. So this is how these tags work. Okay. This is known as anchor tag. A tag means anchor tag. So I am just writing, or you can tell it as link tag. How to add a link to your website. Okay, wait. Okay, done. This is basically how you can add something to your website, a link to your website. Clear? Now we have covered anchor tag also. Now let's see that what are basically the list in HTML. Ordered list are there, unordered list are there. What I mean, if we move over here, I want that I can get a list of some items and it will come in order like 1, 2, and 3. At 1, cricket. At 2, basketball. At 3, football. Okay. In games heading, I want these 3 games to be there as a list, and that will be a ordered list. Okay, so first of all, what we are doing, we are creating a ordered list. So let's see that how to do that. So for that, I am using a h1 tag. Okay, and what I write here, my favorite sports. Favorite sports. Okay. And inside, after this tag, I will create a ordered list. So OL stands for ordered list. Okay. Now what we can do, we can just provide them each and every list part what I want to use. Like here, list. What I can use, I want, so first of all, cricket, suppose. Okay, cricket done. Just close this tag. How to close it? Using this li part. This li is basically implementing list, and this ol is basically telling you that this is of a type ordered list. Mean it will give me a rank, like at first cricket will come, at second football will come, at third something else will come, and at four something else. So I will get all these four games name in ordered format. So let's try to check it. So are you able to see my favorite sports? And inside it, I am getting the ordered list as first cricket, second football, third hockey, and fourth badminton. This is known as ordered list. Lists are of two type, ordered list and unordered list. So as the name is suggesting unordered list, what does it mean by unordered list? That we will not got a particular order for that list, right? So we can also write the code for it, which will be like h1 tag again, my favorite car, suppose. Okay. If I just use unordered list over here, so you can see a UL is coming for unordered list. Here we were using OL, means ordered list. Here we are using UL, means unordered list. Inside it, I can add a particular list item as my, you can say, according to me only. Like if I like BMW, I like Audi, I like Thar, I can write over there. So let's start writing the code for it. So here it will basically append a unordered list as Thar. Now what is the difference between ordered list and unordered list? In ordered list, I was getting it like 1, 2, 3, and 4 in sequential manner, everything is coming. But in unordered list, I can get a disk type structure over there, which will not show me any type of sequence. It will be more clear when we just execute this code. I will add one more time. Oh wait, this is not key. This is list. For list, we will use li. Okay. So suppose BMW. Okay. Now another list part over here. Wait. List is coming, and make it to Audi, suppose. Now if I try to execute this code, can you see the difference? Here in ordered list, we were getting the sequential order of that particular list, right? But as we jump to unordered list, you can see we are just getting these disk type structures over there, and we are not getting something else. This is how we can use ordered list and unordered list. Clear? Just look at the code part, try to execute it at your end. This is how we have given them a heading part, that my favorite sports, and inside that I have used this ordered list. And here we are using unordered list. So just go through once and try to execute all these things at your end, then it will be more clear to you. Okay. I hope that it will be clear for you. Now we can also see some variations. Like you can see that why I am getting only 1, 2, 3, and 4 over here. If I want, I can write A, B, C, D. That is also a sequence. I want to use Roman numbers. That is also a sequence. So yes, you are correct. If you were thinking about that, then we can definitely do that. Okay. By default, it is set it to number. But suppose instead of number, I want to use A, B, C, D over here. So I can use this type equals to and just write the letter over there. Suppose you want it to be started with A. If I come over here in ordered list, now you can see instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I am getting A, B, C, D. I don't want to use small letter. I want to use a capital letter over here. Okay, no worries. Just change it to capital A and it will start like A, B, C, and D. So this is how we can change that, right? Also, if you want to use Roman part over here, so let's see, are we getting the Roman numbers now? Okay. So I have just inserted capital I, so it will take it as a Roman number, not capital I. It will take it as 1 in the Roman number. So you will see the output. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, and this 4 in Roman number. So this is something which we can do in our ordered list. We have converted it basically to from numeric part to the alphabetical order. In alphabetical order, also in capital letters, in small letter, then we have changed it to Roman letters. Now, if also you want it to be in small Roman letters, we can also do that instead of capital I. If suppose I use a normal I, then it will give it to me like this. Okay. Are you able to see the difference? Now it is coming in small letter. So this is how we can convert a ordered list according to our sequence. Okay. Now let's see for unordered list also. That is also important that we can have some variety with unordered list, right? So let's try to see for unordered list, we have to provide them the style equals to, and inside it we have to write. What we have done, we are writing some style inside it. By default, it is set it to disk. Okay. Like in unordered list, we were getting list over there that was already there. But if you want to convert it to any square shape, suppose, so we can use it like list style. You can see I'm getting the suggestions that list style, and in list style, I can also append the type. Okay, list style type, and here I can give them the shape. By default, it is disk. I want it to be square. Okay, instead of disk, I want it to be in square. So let's see, are we getting it in square part or not? Yes, you can see. Now the symbol we are getting here for Thar, BMW and Audi is basically your square. Okay. And if you don't want any type of unordered list symbol over there, you can write none over here also. Like what I have to do? Oh, wait. I just instead of square use none. Okay. Let's see. Are you able to see? Now I'm getting no type of styling over there for list, not a disk, not a circle, not a square. I am getting it simple, like a simple text. Okay, but it is not looking good, so I will just convert it to square. Right now, see what is happening. This is looking very ugly, that whatever we have done up to now, it is looking very ugly. So you don't have to worry much about it, because when we use CSS, cascading style sheets, the styling will accordingly add it to our website. Basically, HTML defines your structure. That's why at the beginning of the session, I have told you that HTML basically provides you the structure of your website. Whatever you want, like I want hello world to be written over here. I want this image. I want that. I want that. That is done through HTML. Your designing part is done through CSS, cascading style sheet, and your logical part, like on clicking the button, what should happen. This is done through your JavaScript and React. Okay, so you don't have to worry much about these things, which the things which is important, I have already told you. Okay. Now, also we can have some more varieties over here. Just a second. Okay. So if you want, we can have different varieties for OL and UL also. So let's also go through that once so that it will be easy for you that you can in depth know about all these things. Okay. We have already covered these types. Now see, question might be a question at your end that it is starting from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't want it to start from 1. I want this thing to be started from suppose 7. So how to do that? Right? So basically for doing that, first of all, you have to mention the type. That my type is numeric form. And in this numeric form, you have to let them know that you want to start it from 5. Okay, started from 5, 6, 7. Suppose 7. Okay, like type is 1 means in numeric order, you want that to be started from 7. So can you see now we are getting 7, 8, 9, and 10 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are some attributes which you have to keep in mind. You don't have to memorize everything. Okay. Just to have an idea about it that, okay, this something like this properties are there in different texts through which we can accordingly change that. Okay. Clear? Okay. There is something which is known as reversed attribute also. Let's try to check with that also that what is the reversed attribute. Okay, just a second. If I just use here reversed. Okay. Oh wait, let's see that what will happen. Okay, so are you able to see that when I have used the reversed attribute in that ordered list, my order is starting from the reverse order, like from 4, 3, 2, 1 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how you can change the ordered list to reverse order as we write over here reversed. Right now you were thinking that what is basically the use for it. Okay. So suppose I want to start something like I have to given them three students rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. At last I want to start that with a particular rank that order should come. So for that I can use that. Means if I do it instead of cricket, I want to make it rank 3 and I want that with each rank the same number will be there that will tell the sequence of that. Okay, rank 2 and similarly rank 1. So yeah, and I will just remove this. So this is only possible in the same sequence you want the output. This is only possible when you are using that reverse thing. Okay, like at 3, third rank 3 is there, at 2, rank 2 is there, and at first hockey or rank 1 is there. So instead of hockey, what we have to do, there is a typo. I can use here rank 1, right? Now accordingly you will get it in the reverse order. So this is how we can use it. Now we will move to the form section. like what is the form in HTML. We will see about that. Okay. Will write some code that all of you are aware of forms. Like it will have entities, like you can add something to that particular form and you at last you have to submit that form. So for that we will see that what is different fields in a particular form, how you can add those fields into your website, and all these things. So up to now whatever we are using, we have to include the tag for it. Like we were using image tag, we were using headings tag, we were using ordered list tag, unordered list tag. Similarly for form, if I want to create a form at my end, I have to use a form tag over there. So just write form and it by default have a closing tag with it. So suppose I want that user can enter a name. When I am just doing something over there, user will have to enter his name. So for that I can use input input in which we have to let them know that what is basically the type. Means that in I want something as an input from the user part, and the type of that input that user can enter in this particular format only is text. Okay. And in that box I can add a placeholder which will give them an idea that what you have to fill over here. So I just write enter your name. Means as a user you will get an idea that okay, this is I have to fill. Suppose if I come over here, can you see a box is coming and inside it enter your name is coming, and inside this enter your name you can basically write your name also. So how the thing is happening? It is happening through form section. Means input tag is there which is telling you that you have to enter the text format type in that particular field, and this placeholder basically lets you know that why you have created that input field, so that a unaware user who don't have the idea about your website will come to know, okay, that for this field I have to basically enter a name. Okay, this is something which is your input type. Now, there is also an alternate for it. Suppose right now I am getting enter your name inside this box. So I can use a label also. Why don't I use a another heading, you can say, which is having a name over written over there as a the label, so that user can get an idea that okay, they have to fill their respective names in that particular column. Okay, so for that just I am erasing this bit of code and we'll see about label part, then it will be more clear to you. Label for suppose name, I will just use that and I can give them wait. Okay, and I will just let them know that this is a name section. Just add some label over here. Now, here comes the input part. Input type equals to text. Okay, type is text, and what you want to do? You want them to add their name over here, right? So here I will not use any type of placeholder, suppose. Will not going to use any placeholder, just will just creating a particular input box so that they can enter their name. This label will basically let them know that you have to enter your name over here. See how, like this. Now this name is coming outside the box. How, why it is coming? Because we are using this label part over here. Okay, and from here you are getting a fair idea that you have to enter your name over here. Okay, whatever your name will be, you have to provide that over here. First thing is this. Now this input type can be of multiple type. Like if I want to use here email, I can use that. Okay, and I am changing it to instead of name, I will use here email. Okay, so I have to write my email over here like Vansh @123, something like that. Okay, this is how you can use different type of names over there. Clear? I hope that it is clear to you. Whatever we have covered. Right now, we are covering all the basic things. Okay, I know that many of you have the idea about all these things, but as we move further, as today is the first session, so I don't want everything to be complex for you. So that's why making it very simple, starting from the scratch. I don't want that everyone any one of you will feel left out. Okay, so if that is simple for you, then great. Otherwise, it is perfect. It is if you have no idea about HTML before this session also. Okay. As we move further in the upcoming sessions, we will come to cover CSS, JavaScript, React. From React, basically, we will see all the main things. I can guarantee that there will be multiple topics will I will let you know that you don't have the fair idea about that, like the type of component, functional component, class component, why we use hooks, what are the types of hooks, why we were not using class component hooks before, or why class component was not used right now. All these things we are going to just cover in detail. Just stay tuned and we will cover everything from scratch, right? So now let's create some form sections over here. Okay, for that I'm using suppose BR. Now let's try to write some code. Suppose I want to enter a radio button through which user can provide us the gender. Okay, so how can I write the code for it? Label as gender. Okay, and what I can have to do in after that, I have to provide them the input types. Means input type is radio. Input type radio. And now what you can do? You can let them know that this significant thing is referring to your gender part, and the name for that particular gender you have to enter that. So suppose name gender. Now I am going to write first gender suppose as male. Okay, same thing I can do for female. Okay, what I have to repeat, I have to repeat input type as radio. Okay, and name gender. Wait, this radio must be inside your double quotes, right? So here comes the radio, and in next section I am writing female. Correct? What we have done, we just have used two things. First one is your input type as radio, then the name, and after the name you are providing that through this it will come another section over there. Here you what you have done, you have used input type as radio, name is equals to gender. Just close the double quotes over here and it will refer to female. So let's see that how it will come on web browser. Okay, wait. It is not what we can do. We can just make it go live again. And now can you see I am getting a gender label and I have the option as a user. I can choose it male or female. It's up to me that it's up to them that what gender they are selecting. One thing that why we are using radio button, because radio button takes one input at a time. That means that this is not possible that a gender will be male and female at the same time. So out of these, you have to select a particular one. If someone wants to select female, they can select that. If someone wants to select male, they can do that. This is basically why we use this radio button. Now there is an alternate for this radio, but means in radio button we are only selecting one output from the given options. There is another thing which is checklist. So now I will let you know about checklist also, or a checkbox, that how you can select multiple things from that. So I am creating a label. I can make it for skills. Suppose for skill I am creating it, because it will be multiple skill, like you have the idea about HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So for that, basically I am creating the skills part over here. After this, what I can do, the skill is there. Then I want to add input type, and it will come as, suppose, checkbox, means you can give the answer in a particular checkbox, and I want the first skill to be HTML. Oh, wait, it is taking it as a tag. Just a second, I have to write HTML over here, right? Now, another thing, we can add another option as the skill. Like I have an idea about CSS, so I can add that. If you have idea about another thing which is JavaScript, you can write that. This JS basically representing JavaScript. Okay. So let me just make it clear. Okay. So now we have this example. Okay. When we just execute it, can you see now, instead of radio buttons, this checkbox are coming. And what is the difference between radio and checkbox? Here we are only able to select one at a time. But in skills, I can select multiple values. Okay. You can see as soon as I click over here on male, the mark from female will get removed. But as you can see in the skill section, I am ticking all the boxes at once only. How it is possible? It is only possible because we are using here checkbox instead of radio buttons. Clear, guys? Okay. Now we have another thing, like if you want to write, give a feedback box, suppose, and you want that user will write at least 4 lines over there for that particular message. So we can also provide a text area to them. So let's have the look over that concept also. What I have to do, I have to give them a label, right? Label. It will be like for messages. So for messages, I want to create a text area. How we can do that? It's quite simple. First of all, we have to use text area tag. Okay. In this text area, we have to define them how many rows we want basically. So I want, suppose, 4 rows to be there, and 4 rows data I want to store inside that particular text box. So I can have that. Let me just also write a break over there. Okay. So let's see that what we are getting. Are you able to see message? And they are giving you something that you can write inside it. Okay. By default, a message is coming over there. You can see that something is there, but as soon as you try to write something inside it, it will just get removed. Okay. And you can scroll down, scroll up using that also. So this is how you can create a text area for yourself inside a particular form, so that user can write the feedback and other things. Now at last, what is there? We have a submit button at the end. So let's write the code for submit button also, then this form will be completed. Input type equals to, what should happen when we add a button? First of all, we have to create a button for submit, not this input. We want a button to be there. And for that button, what should happen? That as soon as user will click on that button, it will submit that particular form. And that submit part will be somewhere stored that we have to provide uh, after this action tag is there through which we can let them know that at this particular route through this particular method, like suppose method will be your get method, post method. Okay, you have to append the data over there. But right now as we have no idea about backend, so I am not going to tell you that you have to be aware of that. So let's try to see that are we getting a button for submitting or not. So can you see a button is coming, and as soon as write some code over here, I will select some skills as checkbox is there, right? I will select a gender. I will enter a email. Suppose this punch123 at the rate. As soon as I just click this submit, you can see it is reloaded the page because it has saved the action whatever we have taken to a particular route which we haven't mentioned over there, so the data is not submitted successfully at our end. But in future when we will learn about backend part, we will see that what is the route part, how we can connect the route and methods through this form section using action tag, and will store this data also. So I hope that form part will be clear. Let's recap what we have covered in this form part, that we can give them a label, and in that we have to mention the input type, means which type of input we are expecting from the user section, right? Then we have also seen the difference between your checkbox and your normal radio button. Radio button will give you an idea that how you can select between multiple of among multiple options a single output, right? But through checkbox you can choose multiple values from the multiple options. This is basically the difference between your form section. Now we will see tables in HTML, how to create a table, how to add something like that. All the code is written over here. Please try to execute this, quite basic, simple to implement and understand both. Okay, so some of you have a good command over HTML, so just try to create a basic web like suppose a basic part over here at your end also with this, so that you can have all the idea about these tags, right? Now what is table? Let's try to focus more on table part, then almost everything will be cleared for the HTML part, for the basic HTML part, right? So first of all, table is something in which we can store the data in form of column and rows. Everyone is familiar about that, right? Common use cases might be student record, if you want to store student record, if you want to add employee data, if you want to add the number of students of a particular subject, product list, and many more things. So for storing that in a particular manner, we can use table over there. Okay, so how to create a table and use it in HTML, we are going to look at that particular section. So let me have a line break over here. We are on line 64, and here we will start writing some code for your table. Table is coming. Border is basically a attribute through which you can set the border of your table. So right now I am setting it to 1. I will let you know once we will just uh, cover all the section in this table part. I will tell you that how this border will vary the output at the screen. Okay, then there are two other tags inside the table, which is tr and td. tr, td, th. Tr means table raw. Th means table heading. TD means table data. Means raw must be there, column must be there, and the data must be there also. Right? So for rows, we have tr tag. For columns, we have th tag. For data, we have td tag. So let's write some code so that it will be clear to you. I am creating a table in which I will store name, age, city. Okay, and that data I will also fill in my table. So let's write for it. Table row I have mentioned. In table row, I want the table headings to be. So for table headings, what I have to use? TH. I want name to be there, right? Name is there. I want age to be there. Oh, wait. Okay, just a second, guys. Table heading is there. I want age to be there and I want city to be there. Correct? These things I want to be there in my row. Okay. Now after that, again I will use a table row type, and inside it I will store the values like TD. Now TD will come for table data. I want to store my name inside that particular first row. Okay, so for that, what I can use? I can use my name, bunch. This data is saved. Now another data will be my age. So suppose I have entered the age 23, and after the age, what you can do? You have to provide them the city also. So city as Delhi. So now if I try to execute it, are you able to see what I'm getting as the output? If I scroll a bit, zoom a bit, just a second, let me zoom it out. Okay, so name, age, and city. These three have been created through TR and TH. TH means table heading. The column name you are setting through table heading part, right? And what are the basic difference between TH and TD? You can see TH is basically a bit bold, means the headings you are appending for a column are bold as compared to the data you have feed it through TD tag, right? We have used TH tag over here. We have used TD tag over here. What is the difference? The difference is between the font boldness. Okay, heading is more bolder as compared to the raw data which you have feed it inside your table. So like this, we can add the values. If you want to add one more value over there in your table, so we can also do that. Like what we have done, we have, okay, so just close it. Yeah. So name Rohan, age 25 from Mumbai. Okay, if now I will execute it, so can you see a table is created and we are getting output as Rohan 25 as age and city as Mumbai for Rohan. Correct? So this is basic part for it, that how you can create, how you can just do that, right? Now suppose if you want to add a caption to your table, right now what we have done, this is my personal details. I want to add a caption. So for that I can use a caption tag, caption, and here I can write personal information, suppose information, right? So, oh wait, this is, what should it do? It is just giving us a caption for my table, that my table what I have created just now is having a name personal information, so that user can get an idea, okay, in this table you are storing these type of data. For that we have done that. Clear? Okay, so these are the basic tags. So if we just want to recap that what we have done, I will just ask few questions and just try to answer that at your end. Okay. My first question from today's lecture will be like why we are using this doc type. So just if you know the answer, just pause the lecture. Just give a note down somewhere and check that are you thinking correct or not. This doc type basically represent your document type, so that your browser will come to know, okay, that the coming file is from HTML purpose, and I have to compile it accordingly and show the content in the web page accordingly, right? Then we were using here metadata. Why we were using UTF-8? This is something that students will ignore, but it is important because HTML, everyone knows the HTML. But suppose in an interview, if someone asks you that in metadata you are using UTF-8, what is that UTF-8? That you must know, okay? That it is character encoding, means character by character you will read the data, right? Then this content width equals to divide with. Why this is important? So that if you are going to open it in your laptop, in your tab, in your mobile phone, then accordingly it will adjust the width of the window. Like this, if I open this in my mobile, then accordingly it will just add it to that mobile section. I will get the content same like there also, but the width will be adjusted accordingly. Then we have seen about the part of HTML tag. That head part is there and body part is there. Head part basically stores the metadata or informations, okay? And the body part basically stores all the things which are visible on the web page. Title resides in head part, right? Then we have seen about H1 tag, H2 tag, H3 tag, so on to H6 tag. What is the difference between them? Just thought the difference, and you will find that basically the difference is only in the thickness and in the size of the font, right? Then we were using paragraph tag. H1 tag and paragraph tag are self-closing tag or not self-closing tag? Just give me the answer for it. Okay, so you are correct. It is not a self-closing tag because you are using a opening tag as well as a closing tag. What is the example of self-closing tag? Yes, the example for self-closing text will be or tag will be your image tag, your BR tag. Why we are using this BR? For line break, right? I tag for italic font, U tag for underlining the text, whatever text we are using. Then we have seen about this image part. That img, then in source you will provide the path of your image and accordingly you can set the width height of your image, right? In case you don't have any image or system will not read your image, then you can provide them the alternate message according to your desire. Okay, like here I have printed error while loading the image. Why the error will come? Because I am not giving any path to them for the source path. Okay, means the image will be not loaded. In case image is not loaded, then also I want them to have a particular message over there so that user can understand that why the image is not coming. So I can, in this message I can also write that I have not given the image path, that's why it is not loading. Then the links part, that how you can create some hyperlinks. We can use anchor tag for it. It will use attribute href, hyperlink reference. This href stands for hyperlink reference. Through this, you are providing them a particular link. On clicking that link, they will redirect to the specific page, right? It also use a target attribute, like if you want to use it in a same see right now what is happening if we move over here, just a second. So see what is happening. If suppose right now I click over there, visit Google, right? So and if I close these tags, just a second, now again let me do that. If I click on visit Google, so on the same tab it is loading that, right? I don't want this to be loaded in the same tab. I want when a user will click on visit Google, it will open in a new tab. So for that, basically, we have to set a target. Okay. So if I go over here, I want that after clicking to this visit Google, it should open in a different tag. So for that, we add a attribute having name target. I will set the target as underscore blank. What does that mean? That now if as a user you are clicking on this particular link which is your visit Google, see what will come. It is opening it in a new tab instead of the previous one. It is opening that particular tab in a new tab, right? Particular link in a new tab. This is basically when we use this target as blank. What is the difference between tag and attribute? Attribute basically defines more, you can say, information about a specific tag, correct? This href is helping your tag, this target is helping your tag. So in simple words, attribute basically provides more information about a particular tag, right? I hope that it is clear to you. And there is one more thing, blank tab is used for opening the link in a new tab. Then there is also top. So let's also see that what that top tag will do. I am just removing it, just clicking on this. So it is also opening that over the same page. Okay. So blank is the important one if you want to blank, not black. Okay. Now if I click over here, it will open it in a new tab. This is important. This is done. Then we have seen ordered list and unordered list. As the name is suggesting, order will give you a sequence and unordered will not give you a sequence. Okay. How to do that? For ordered list, we will use OL tag. For unordered list, we will use UL tag. Inside ordered list and inside unordered list, we have to use LI, means list. Okay. Why we are using this? Because through this list are appending our data in that particular list, like Thar, BMW, Audi. And the style is square, means in another list I want the bullet points to be there in square shape, right? For ordered list we have already seen that how to change the type. How we can change the type for a ordered list? We can use the type as Roman number. For Roman number we can capital I, we can use capital I, right? We can ABCD, we can use small and capital ABCD alphabets over there. For that we have already seen that things also, right? Here we have used this reversed. Why we have used it? So that I can get the order in reverse order. Then we have seen about form, that you can set a label through the label keyword, and then you have to enter an input type so that user can submit the data in that particular type format, right? These things we have seen. Then we have also covered about the difference between radio and checkbox. It is now also clear to you that why we were using radio. If we have to opt for a single output from the multiple list of options, then we are going to use radio button. But if I want to use multiple output from the options, then I can use checkbox over there so that you can check on those things, right? Then we have seen about table, how to create a table in HTML. For that, there is a table tag. It will consist of table raw, table head, and table data. TR, TH, and TD. Through TR, you are setting your raws. Through TH command, you are letting them know that this is the heading, your column names, or you can say alternatively. And through TD, you are just adding the data inside it, right? I hope that it is clear that whatever we have covered up to now in today's session will be clear to you. So this is how, so you can practice it at your end. It will be good for you if you are going to execute the code simultaneously with me. You can pause the video at your end whenever you want. You can have some questions with you, and you can accordingly like execute the code. Okay, you can check the more variants. Like suppose if I have tell you that here if you are if we create image.png, so many of you can do one thing, that you can add some image over here and you can give the name in the source folder of that path like image.png. Okay, and that should be loaded. You can set the height as per your convenience, right? You can create link. I have created a link for google.com. You can create the link for Facebook, LinkedIn, GitHub. Okay, depends up to you, whatever you want. So, so basically these are the things which we have to cover for today's session. Now that is done. So I hope that you have enjoyed the session. If you are being there from the starting to the end, uh, when we have started the session, so thank you so much, means a lot, and it will be good if you will be consistent throughout the session. I can assure that you are going to learn much more new things in the upcoming sessions. Right now basically it was basic part of HTML. I know that you have the idea of something, and those things which we have the idea of, those we not take them seriously. Okay, so just be consistent, make a schedule that you have to watch this particular lecture on a particular day, and on this particular time slot, then is basically going to help you a lot. So thank you so much. Now we can connect tomorrow with a new topic. HTML is supposed done. We will start with CSS. What is cascading style sheets? Right now, the web page looking to us is very ugly. We have already seen that this is looking so ugly. So to make it more beautiful, we can use CSS over there, right? So now we will start with CSS in the upcoming section. Okay. Thank you so much. Now I think we can wrap this call.